Oh, holy shit. So, one of the big gaming disappointments, I think, in 2020, which, considering the year, that's already saying something, has been the lack of news on the Nintendo Switch version of Doom Eternal. It was originally supposed to come out day and day with the other versions all the way back last year, but then all of the versions were delayed, but the other ones came out in March, and they pretty much immediately went radio silent on just the Switch version. It got to the point where people were speculating that it may have been canceled. Maybe it was delayed to be released alongside a more powerful Nintendo Switch. There were some even thinking this could be being transitioned into a cloud-type situation like we recently got with Control. I would have definitely had some things to say about that if that would have happened. How sad that would be. But yeah, there was certainly a lot of confusion and concern. And things got even more troubling just recently when GameStop started randomly canceling pre-orders for the game, saying they believed it was canceled, and then Bethesda had to come out and clear things up a little bit, being like, oh, it's just a digital game now. A severe communications problem, to say the least, with the Nintendo Switch version of this game. But now, we've just gotten the good word. Doom Eternal on Nintendo Switch does live, and is coming surely sooner than you thought, in just over 1 week. On December 8th, the game will drop on Nintendo Switch. I am just at kind of a loss for words. I didn't think this game was canceled, but definitely thought it was probably a ways off at this point, considering the lack of news. I mean, when something goes dark this long, you don't get any trailers or anything for it. It's like you gotta assume it's probably something that's on the back burner, not going to be happening for a while. With the announcement, we got a little teaser trailer for it on Nintendo's social platforms. The visuals looked very good, in my opinion, for a Switch version. Now, yes, it's not going to be the quality as other versions. I always find it hilarious, because even just when I was checking this, how there's always people in the comments who feel they need to point out, to inform people, like, oh, this looks worse than the PS4 Pro and Xbox X. My $7,000 PC runs it better than Nintendo Switch. It's not even 60 frames per second. Like, no shit, dude. Okay? I'm shocked it's not running at 16K 5,000 frames per second on the Nintendo Switch. Yeah, for a Switch version, I think it's looking good, which isn't really much of a surprise in my opinion, given how good I thought the port of Doom 2016 was. And I definitely want to point out that I think it's fantastic that this game is still miraculously coming in 2020, still making that cutoff, which means it will be part of the release lineup for this year. So when we look back at this year that has been very light in terms of major releases, this is going to be a huge bright spot. That is, as long as it's a solid port and it performs well on the Switch. But like I said, I don't see that being a huge issue, all things considered. And this is certainly a big AAA release for the system, not to mention also a third-party game, a violent, mature shooter game, to be specific, not exactly something we've got an abundance of on the system, which is great. You want that variety. I'm extremely excited for this myself. I already played the game on Xbox One, did a video on it where I referred to this game as the best shooter of this entire console generation, in my opinion. So true to form, to that more classic, fast-paced style like these games were back in the day. Stellar music and visuals. The challenge levels in that added more content, more reason to spend more time in the game. Just couldn't say enough nice things about it. And as I referred to, we don't get many of these types of games on the Switch, but it's like, if I can only get one shooter from, again, this entire console generation on the Switch, this is the one I would pick. So you're really getting the cream of the crop. You couldn't ask for a better game to come over. So yeah, I can't wait to be able to play this in portable mode, in my bed, on the toilet, wherever, and we won't have to wait long with that date. Seriously, right around the corner. Almost a stealth drop, which is, again, crazy for a game like this. The only negative thing I can say about this is I am still disappointed that we're not going to be getting that physical release. That does grind my gears a bit, but again, considering the alternatives, it being canceled, being turned into a cloud version, can't complain about it too much, can I? So I don't want to go on too long about this, but yeah, after such a long wait with no news on the game, I'm extremely ecstatic to hear that it's not only still coming, but coming extremely soon. That December release date is going to play a big role, I think, in not making this year seem as bad as it was. I'm not saying Doom Eternal turns it all around and you should all just be cheering, saying the Nintendo Switch had the best year ever, nothing like that. But it's certainly a massive help to the overall state of things. I don't think you could argue against that. Anyway, with that, this video's a wrap. Let me know your thoughts on this new release date news for Doom Eternal on Nintendo Switch in the comments. Are you excited about the announcement? Did it catch you off guard? And do you plan to pick it up when it comes out next week? Hey guys, hope you enjoyed this discussion on the new release date info for Doom Eternal on Nintendo Switch. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. And if you want to keep the conversation going, hit me up on Twitter at Johnny Zakari. And join my Discord, ChiGuy and Friends. Link to both in the description below. And as always, thanks for watching.